Live. All right, Colin, introduce your character.
Stephen Molehill is tall and broad and deep-chested. He has curly dark hair on his chin and curly dark hair on his head, very receding hairline, and dark eyes. And we find him on his crummy little moped, riding through the rain in a bad mood. He's on his way home and he's thinking to himself, I hate this moped. I loved my Jeep. He remembers his dad buying him the Jeep when he was a kid and the pride that he took in driving into school in that Jeep. Everybody turned their heads and noticed him and knew who he was. And ever since then, he's loved his Jeep and his lovely penthouse and all the possessions that let others know who he is and how much his worth is. But he's riding through the rain on his moped, in his leathers and his motorcycle helmet, furious because although he would never admit it to himself, he's destroyed the family business. And now he's losing a lot of the possessions that he had come to identify with. So he rides on through the rain towards the apartment, dreading telling his girlfriend Stacey that they're going to have to move out of the penthouse and get somewhere smaller. She's not going to like that.
The night is cold. It's your typical early September rainy night over Montreal. It's around midnight. The streets are empty. It's quite normal for a Sunday night because back to school time season, people are going back to work as well. Summer vacation is over. And so the city is pretty quiet. As you drive toward your wealthy neighborhood where the penthouse is, you go across, you go around Mount Royal in the middle of the city, north of downtown area. The penthouse is located in that wealthy neighborhood right next to McGill University and Mount Royal, called Westmount. And it's on the side of Westmount that leans toward the downtown area. The streets are really like uphill like that, and it creates that weird geometrical effect where the street is in that angle and the building are coming out of it like that. And so as you climb up that street, you reach your parking space, and you go down under the building where you have your private parking area.
Stephen locks up his vehicle and heads for the lifts. Wondering, what am I going to say to this woman? What am I going to say to her? She's really going to hate this. And she remembers the government and how they taxed him. And it must be their fault that he lost the business. It must be their fault that he's losing the flat, that he's in this horrible situation.
At this moment, your cell phone vibrates, and it's an SMS from Stacy. And it says, "Where the fuck you at?"
Fuck's sake. I'll text her back. 5 minutes. And I continue my elevator ride up towards the penthouse.
So as you climb up the stairs from the garage, you arrive into the back door where there is a solarium, some kind of a place where you have all the windows and you get a really nice view on your garden. But this place connected to the kitchen. So as you walk through the solarium on the ground level, you get a really nice view of the mountain from the backyard. And as you turn on the left, you enter the kitchen. The kitchen is huge. You have like, there's like these big spotlights at the coming down from the ceiling, made of stainless steel, lighting up, all lined up, lighting up some kind of a counter that you can walk around in the middle of the kitchen, and there's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of kitchen tools that are lying, coming down the ceiling over it through the light. On the left, you have a double door, gigantic stainless steel freezer, packed with food and goodies and champagne. On the other side, you have another counter with a big place where it's like stuff where the spices are stacked up, and there is like benches in front of it, and a flat screen embedded in the wall on top of that, so you can watch the TV while you cook. In the middle of the counter, in the middle of the kitchen, there is a plate, a ceramic eating plate. This is where the stuff are, the meat. You can put the meat and cook the meat on it. At the end of the kitchen, there is another counter where and on the side there is a gigantic bay windows, and there is an entrance, double size entrance that leads to the eating area, the room where the kitchen not the kitchen table, but the eating table is. As you go across the kitchen, you enter that room, and this is a double size room, and the living room is on the other side. So you see, so as you enter, you see the long table that can accommodate up to 10 guests. It's a wooden table, shiny, that looks like a mirror on top of it, with nice chairs all around it, really stylish, made from a Montreal designer. And at the end, on the other side, you have like a big, gigantic modular couch that is made like a U, gigantic U of black leather with stud in it. There is a smell of incense in the air. Some incense has been burning, and it's on the corner of the table. So there's like this blue flame coming out of the incense stick. And in the background, there is a little music, some kind of a jazz music that comes out from the satellite on the giant flat screen TV that is up on the wall, on top of the fire pit, the chimney fireplace there. And Stacy is sitting on the couch, and as she hears you entering the room, she turns around and she looks at you. She has her hair all messed up and tied up in a really, really small ponytail on the top of her head. She's dressed in a jumpsuit, and she's in sweat a little bit as she was working out a couple minutes before you arrive. She looks at you, cell phone in the hand, and she said, "Where the fuck you been?"
Where the fuck have I been? I've been out earning money. What do you bring in?
Earning money? Talking about earning money? What money? We don't have any money.
I've managed to find us enough money maybe to get by for the next couple of months, but we're going to have to sell the penthouse.
What? What?
The business is gone. It's our only option.
I knew we had no money, but we're not going to be selling the penthouse.
That's how bad it is. I'm afraid that's how bad it is. I can only get the trust money from my dad if I enroll in college. We need to get a smaller place, budget my money. It has to be so. I'm sorry.
She She stands up. She threw the cell phone on the couch. She walked towards you. She slapped you in the face.
Fuck
She
you,
stands back.
Stacey.
She pushed you. She stands back. She has her hand on her waist, and she's like, "You are a loser. You can't even hold on to the father's business. You can't even hold on to this flat, and you can't even hold on your stupid Jeep. You fucking piece of shit.
I'm the fucking loser. I'm the fucking loser.
You're a loser.
You'd be without me, motherfucker.
You're a fucking loser." And she
Without me,
and she spits on the ground in front of you.
Without me, you would fall down the economic ladder to the only position you're actually qualified for, which is to ask if I want fucking fries from a Big Mac. Get out of my fucking penthouse. Go!
You know what? You know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. You get out. I'm gonna pay for it. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Fine, I'm fucking going. And as I storm out of the room, I grab a crystal decanter of liquor, something brown and strong and pungent smelling. Slam the door behind me.
She's looking at you. She's like, she's a little nervous, not really surprised. She has her hand on her waist. She looks at you. She's like, all right. You wanna go like this? You wanna go down like this? Listen to me. Here's what we're gonna do. Give me one good reason to stay with you, you fucking piece of shit. Give me one good reason to stay with you, fucking piece of shit. One. And then you have to give it to me right now. Right now.
I don't think there is any. I don't think there's any reason we should be together anymore. I'm tired of it. You're a pain in the arse. All you do is spend my fucking money and complain. Pour your sell out to some other rich guy. Fuck off.
You wanna break up? You wanna break up? That's what you want? You wanna break up? That's what you want? Because this is the time. This is the moment, Steven. This is the moment. Just say it. Say it, and I'm out of here.
I'm going through the hardest, most trying time of my life. And all you do is stick me in the back with fucking icicles. If it's going to be like that, I don't want it.
All right. Give me seduction. Seduction and charisma.
Charisma is 2, seduction is 0. That's potentially 2 successes.
She looks at you. She has like tears in her eyes. She's like heavy breathing. She's like, what am I supposed to do in this situation?
Get a fucking job.
What am I supposed to do? You know, like, I'm gonna go to my mother's. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And then she runs up the stairs, and she goes to the second floor.
Steve takes a swig at the crystal decanter and glares out the window, listening to see whether she's packing.
You hear from the second. You hear that she's packing stuff. She's going over the closet and packing stuff in the luggage and crying at the same time, moving fast.
Stephen stomps over the staircase and he's thinking about going up to watch her pack and maybe slide a snide comment in, but he thinks better of it. There's no sense in making it any worse than it already is. So he goes over to the television, switches it on, turns it up loud, takes another long swig of the liquor, and waits for her to leave. Fucking bitch.
She, after a couple minutes, she run down the stairs and go out by the front door.
Oh, Stephen rotates his shoulders a little, pours a glass, starts to relax a wee bit. What's it all really for? What's it for? Soon I'll be living in a hovel, riding a fucking moped. Little better than the ants down there. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be that. But what choice do I have? And as the inane, meaningless television programmes scream at him for the set, he gets drunker and drunker until he gets an idea and heads for the lift.
After a couple minutes, while you're sitting in front of the TV, you receive another SMS from Stacy. It says, "When you're back, call me back. Otherwise, forget about it."
Oh, she probably doesn't even have any taxi fare. He punches in the number and phones her back. Burp, burp. Hello?
Hello, what do you want?
The signal's really bad, Stacey. I can't understand what you're saying. You send me a text. An SMS message. You wanted me to phone you. Are you just wasting my time?
You're quite talking about you piece of shit. You making fun of me? That's what you're talking about? You making fun of me? I said, whenever you get your life back, call me back. It's been 5 minutes. What are you talking about?
You sent me a
She hangs
text
up on you.
asking, motherfucker. Doesn't even know what she wants. He goes to the lift control panel and hits the button for the roof. I bet the view's even better up there. Might as well enjoy it one last time before I have to go.
As you climb up the stairs of your three floors flat, you reach the third floor, and on the third floor is this really nice living room. There's a pool table and a bar on the right, and there's like this huge wall of windows that leads to a long and thin balcony that is located in the front of the building. So you get and since you're already up in the mountain next to the Mont Royal, you get this nice, amazing view of the downtown area and the St. Lawrence River and the Jacques Cartier Bridge, all lit up in this cold, wet September night. The city is silent. There's not a lot of traffic in the neighborhood, and the rain is soft. It's like a soft little shower kind of thing. There's no wind. Just a small breeze.
Stephen walks over to the edge and looks down and thinks to himself, look at all this effort everyone's putting in. They've built a whole city here in this freezing wasteland. They're all trying to prove something, and I suppose so am I. But what's it for? What's the use of all this progress? I wish I was just nothing at all. If I can't keep the real me, if I must become something less, I'd rather be nothing at all. And he stands up on the edge and he's thinking about jumping over.
At this moment, when you climb on the ledge, on the edge, you see down the street the reflection of the light on the wet street, and that reflection is everywhere because everything has been wet from the rain, and your lawn in front of your building has this fence, this iron forged, spiky Transylvanian type of fence that right down, squaring the front of your building. And as you look down, there is a flash, like in your mind. This flash of just there's just this flash coming up, and you see a reflection. You see yourself looking good, smiling. It just flashes, and this reflection of yourself that you see in your mind looks at you and take a nice expensive cigar, bring it to his mouth, take a good puff of it, and kind of blow the blue smoke in your face, but it's not your face because it's your mind. And you get that smell, that strong cigar smell up your nostril. There's a warm sensation on your chest, in the back of your neck.
Is that me, the way I used to be? I can't go back to that. It was all a fucking trap. Wouldn't it be better to be something simple, like this rain? Wouldn't it be better to be nothing at all? I can't live with this tension. And Stephen decides to step over the edge and impale himself in the spikes. He hopes to find peace in oblivion.
At the moment when you're about to look over, as these thoughts are coming into your mind, the image that you've seen in your mind starts to melt down. It starts to become liquid, and the smoke that has been blown in your face, but it's not your face, like I said, it's your mind, starts to come back like on rewind, and starts to rewind back into the mouth of yourself that you've seen looking at you smiling, and everything goes back like it's been rewinded, like on a VHS, and you see him going down, climbing up back into the Jeep, bringing back the Jeep everywhere, and everything goes so fast, and rewind all your life in front of you. You see your father when he gave you the key to the business. You see Stacy when you met her. You see your mother when she was feeding you when you were a kid, and you see yourself as a child, then as a baby, then as a fetus, then you see your parents. See your parents coming from your grandparents, and all humanity and nature coming back to a single point in the cosmos, disappearing back really fast into a deep darkness. And that darkness suddenly starts to become the light of the city in front of you. And the light of the city in front of you starts to shine in a way that it becomes almost liquid. And then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller to the point of a small drop of water coming out from the corner of your eyes from all the rain that has been falling on your face. And this drop of water just comes down your chin and boom, goes down all the way, reaching the spike of the fence in front of the building.
Stephen looks around at the world as lit up by the rain and by this shared origin. He realizes, I don't have to be me because I'm part of all this. The whole universe is one organism. And I don't have to be this or that or the next thing. I can simply be part of that. He looks around again and he sees that the whole city is lit up as if from underneath by glowing green veins that look now like mist and now like crystal. And as he looks at his hand and the building he's standing on and the people in the streets, he really realizes that this glowing green light is the common origin that we all share, is the baseline of the universe on which everything is built. There might be more of it in a person, but it's present there in the empty sky too. Everything is united by this underlying primal energy. And now he's not so sure if he wants to kill himself anymore. He's not alone. He can be more than his fucking Jeep. And so he stands there teetering on the edge, wondering what he should do. It's funny. His life might seem less important now, but somehow more worth living. Easier to live.
There is another flash in your head. And you see yourself on a cliff, all tanned by the sun, somewhere on a cliff in Mexico, over the Pacific Ocean, wearing a deltaplane suit. And you see next to you like this really expensive and nice deltaplane. And then yourself, your own self, all tanned, all fit, with nice golden chain around his neck, or on top of his deltaplane suit, with his expensive Gucci glasses on his eyes, smiling at you, walking toward the deltaplane, looking at you one last time, get back, starts running, and grab the deltaplane and jump over the edge and slowly fly over the Pacific Ocean, then come back toward the cliff, and right in front of your eyes just pass by going
smug bastard,
coming back to the edge.
Whoa. Oh, I shouldn't drink that stuff. Oh, Stephen looks around and the magic light that had lit up the world before is gone now. He feels more like himself, but somehow more hopeful, if a little freaked out. And so he goes back downstairs, turns off the television, and tries to sleep, thinking all night about the strange visions he's received.
The night is it's deep sleep, coming from the alcohol, coming from the emotions. Also a deep sleep alone in a really nice and big, comfy, warm bed.
With
Your
no one to
cell
steal
phone.
the covers.
No one to steal the covers. In the morning, well, more in the early afternoon, with a strong hangover, your cell phone alarm wakes you up, and there is the pop-up calendar saying Master Fournier class.
Shit, I'm running late. Stephen quickly puts his stuff together in a bag and runs down to his moped.
As you get in the car, run out of the parking lot, you go downtown where Master Fournier's dojo is. And as you drive the downtown area, the day is nice. It's a nice, super sunny but cold September day over the downtown area of Montreal. It's a Monday, so the streets are busy. It's crowded, and as usual, really hard to find a parking lot around the neighborhood. And after a couple minutes of driving in circle, you end up walking toward Master Fournier Dojo. Master Fournier Dojo is it's a basement dojo that is under a strippers club, under a strippers club. So you have like this gentleman's club that is on ground level. It's called Misty Ladies, and there is like this huge naked woman made of neon that is open 24/7 thing, flashing. And next to it, you have like this back alley, old back alley that smells like piss and ammoniac. And there is like old garbage dump that are on the side. And to reach the dojo, you need to go through the back alley and behind the building, where there is these stairs that go down to this old iron door that is cold and rusty.
So I tap on the door quite loud. And then let myself in.
So as you get in, the dojo is this warm place, and there is a small little advertisement saying, "Please take off your shoes." And there is a little area where you can change clothes on the right, and it's a long corridor with this artificial lighting. It's kind of weird. It's like this, like vibrating lights in the corridor. And at the end of the corridor, you enter this circular room with a mat on the ground, and pictures of Master Fournier all around in the circle, on a I don't know how to call it, but I'm sorry, I don't have the word in English, but there is a thing above the ceiling where trophies are standing on it, pictures on it, and it circles around, and there is a flag of the Aikido organization, World Association of Aikido in the back, and it's empty. And there is another corridor on the left that leads to Master Sfonier's office.
Stephen is very relieved to be here. In the chaos of recent months, his new practice of Aikido has been about the only thing that felt right, the only time he's been able to find focus and clarity. He had studied karate for a long time, but when he came to Aikido, it was very different. Something clicked in a big way. And so he's very much enthused and pleased to be here. So he goes straight through, well, he takes his shoes off and gets changed and goes through to see his master.
So as you enter the dojo, you hear Master Fonier saying, "Stephen, I've been waiting.
I'm sorry,
Please,
sorry for my
warm up.
tardiness.
Take your time. Take your time. Please warm up a little. I'll be with you in a second."
Yes. So Stephen starts doing stretches and some beginner's yoga and running on the spot. And pretty soon he feels rather warmed up. Ready for an exhausting workout. It always is with the master.
As you warm up, Master Fulney slowly walks in the room. He's wearing this, classic Aikido uniform with nothing under it, barefoot. He has his hand behind his back, and he looks at you kindly. He has a kind look on his face. Doesn't say a word. He walks in circles around you as you warm up and says, "How are you, Stephen? You look tense."
I've lost a lot of money recently. I've lost my woman. I'm having to move home to a less suitable accommodation. Everything's changing. I can't seem to hold on to anything. And I'm starting to wonder who I am.
Keep going.
I'm so angry. The government taxed me to death. I had to fire people, lay them off. None of it was my fault. Everything should have went well. But now I'm reduced to near poverty. But at least in here I can put all that aside.
He's listening to you, and he smiles kindly. And he says, "It seems to me, Stephen, as I'm listening to you, and as you say that you've lost all these things, it seems to me that if you wouldn't own anything, you couldn't lost anything neither. Maybe the problem is that you own things instead of just being, instead of just doing, instead of just participating in life. Ones who go around life owning things, buying things, using things. He's one whose destiny is to fail and be miserable. Because one who owns will lose thing. One who uses thing will break things. And one who buy things will be always broke, just like you just mentioned to me. What
Stephen
are you going? Go ahead.
Stephen hides his face as he cries a little, but he can't quite contain a little sob. If what you say is true, then my whole life has been a lie, a trap.
Again, Stephen, your own life was not a lie. It was yours. And it's still yours. But it's not something you can own. It's not something you can use. Or it's certainly not something you can buy. And the very lesson in Aikido is to simply use. It's to simply participate. It's having a stance in life where you stop using things, but you just go along with them. Here, come, let's spar a little. Let me show you how it's done. And he's all the time he was talking to you. He was not really close to you, but he was not really away from you. It was just a couple feet. And now he's slowly, and he kept his hand behind his back all along. They didn't move. They didn't do anything. He was just talking. And he slowly walked back and starts to walk backward in circle, and takes away his hand behind his back and put them in front of him like this. Just really smooth, no tension, just like this. And he's walking backward in circle, looking at you kindly with a smile on his face.
Stephen says, "Thank you for your wise words, Master." Wipes away that tear, stands up, and gets ready to enjoy himself.
So as you guys do a couple turn, you guys turn around in circles. And he's just smiling at you. He's just walking slowly in circles.
Are you ready, Master?
Have been ready all my life. Are you?
Ah! Stephen launches himself in the attack with a flurry of quick blows, trying to get round his master's defences.
First attack you do is a punch, some kind of a like a atemi, you got from lesson toward the neck, and he just steps a little bit on the side, grab your hand, and throw it in that direction. Makes you spin a little, and he keeps going slowly backward.
Master,
Because remember, the stronger you're gonna hit, the faster you're gonna lose.
Stephen begins to maneuver around him, thinking, I'm going to try a feint. And when he goes to catch me, I won't be there. Then maybe I can land a blow on him. So he starts a
Give me
quick.
a martial art roll. Dexterity and martial art.
Difficulty?
6.
3 successes.
Tell me what you do.
So Stephen goes in for an attack similar but not exactly the same as the one before, expecting the master to go in and try and counter this. At the last minute, he pulls back from his attack and drops close to the floor to sweep the master's legs out from under him while he's distracted, trying to counter the first move.
Master Funi saw exactly what you were trying to do. And in a really smooth motion, he turns around in the direction of your feint and grabs your wrist and trying to swing you, around just to make you flip over his arm.
As I go flying through the air over the master's arm, I get a sense that somehow our bodies are connected in some invisible way, that our gravity and our momentum and all the forces that make up our physical selves are intermingling in some not quite visible way. And then, just like on the rooftop, I see it. There is energy connecting the master and I. Whilst he throws me and manipulates me and pushes me and directs my body around the room, he is literally connecting with my energy, and now I can see it as these green strands of mist that swirl together whenever the master manipulates my forces. And then, bang, I land on the floor in no small amount of pain.
When you turn around, you see your master. He's standing with his hand behind his back, and he has this purple, really smooth, looks with the texture of velvet aura that shines around him, and that aura goes to the ground, creating this circular, wavy, velvet texture thing on the ground that just goes up, like pulsating, like heartbeat, like boom, 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 boom. He's looking at you kindly. His eyes are orange, just like the whole aura thing. And he runs toward you, jumps in the air, and he's grabbing your shoulders. And he's trying to grab, spin around and put his leg around your neck to drag you to the ground.
Well, I can sense this.
I'd like you to do a martial art roll.
With dexterity?
Dexterity, difficulty 6, I'm sorry.
Two successes overall.
He grabs you by the neck and flip you over, and bam! And your body ram on the ground, and it bounces off the mat a little bit, and you just roll and hit the wall. As you turn around, you see him standing up kindly, one knee on the ground, looking at you with a smile, and this gigantic orange aura around him. And you see the feeling of the velvet thing, velvet aura that is on the ground. It extends from him and it goes toward you like that. And then there is like a tiger, like a orange velvety big tiger head that kind of get out of the aura on the ground and starts to like trying to grab you do a paw like this with his paw, just like trying to hit you towards you and just like at you like that.
Stephen gasps in surprise before trying to tumble out of reach of these giant glowing claws. So hopefully he avoids them. Doing so, tumbling under the giant claw, Stephen comes to his feet and says, "Masters, you're amazing! How do you do that?"
The tiger, just retract into the aura, into the ground, and come back to him. He says, "How I do what? I'm not doing anything. I participate. And you should participate as well."
Let's come then. Stephen launches into a fresh attack, this time trying to drag forth his own body's energy into his fists and into his feet for extra hitting power and extra traction on the ground. And he flies at his master, completely unconcerned with whether he wins or loses, whether he strikes a blow or not, but trying just for a moment to forget himself in the joy of participation. And he attempts a flurry of blows at the master's head and limbs.
The master slowly just dodges the first ones. Boom, boom, boom. And then but while he's doing so, you see that the old aura thing, the old orange aura thing becomes this huge tiger head just in front of you with his big tiger paw, just dodging all the blows that you're giving him.
The green energy surrounding
And the blows and the blows as you throw the blows at his face, at his neck, and at his chest, you see the green glow that starts to go around your fist, that mixes with the orange paw of the tiger, becoming this brownish, greenish, golden, orange mixed with green color, and it all becomes mixed up in the same motion. And then he says to you, well, the tiger's head says to you, "That's it. Participate."
Stephen builds up the speed, builds up the force, trying to hit faster, more, quicker. And then, quite deliberately, just to see what his master will do, leaves himself open for a moment to see if the master will go finally to strike. Stephen makes a deliberate mistake to see how the master reacts.
As you go faster and faster, he goes faster, and then he goes slower. And the slower he goes, the easier it is to dodge the fast move you do. And when you leave at this an opening, he opens himself too.
And then I strike straight for his solar plexus.
You the strike goes through him, all the way through him, and the sensation is warm, wet, and has that velvet texture again. And as you do so, the image of his aura, it becomes distorted, just like you split him in two, and you see his upper body coming to the side like that, and his lower body still, his two legs are steady on the ground, but you hit him in the solar plexus, so the upper body becomes like distorted, like you've been hitting in the water. But his face doesn't change, and the big tiger head becomes a little bit more distorted, but it says, keep on participating. You got it. Control it. And in slow motion, the silhouette of the master and the orange aura just keep going, keep distorting, and goes to the ceiling as your fist, green glowing fist and arm, is mixing with the orange aura that goes like that slowly toward the ceiling and back again.
Stephen pauses for a moment, turns and runs across the floor of the dojo and up a wooden beam. He runs 6 feet up this wooden beam, launches himself back off it, and flies down towards the master with 1 foot extended, trying to visualize himself as a bolt of pure energy, his entire body burning with green fire. And as he does, he lets out a cry of joy. Key!
As you go toward the master is not even the master anymore. It's just a velvet substance that is there. And when you hit it with your green glow, just mix with it.
As the energies of the two participants swirl together, Stephen experiences another moment of complete ego death as he bonds completely with another human for the first time. And the spiraling energy field of green mist and orange tiger and golden sparks, as it spirals and spins round the room like a hurricane. Eventually, Stephen's thrown out of it and into the wooden beam, cracking the beam, but not hurting his body at all. He slides to the floor, stunned and dazed, and looks up and sees again the energy of the whole room vibrating with a deafening silence, like it was all made of crystal whose special frequency was being played to it, all vibrating in perfect harmony, all lit up with one or another colour of primal energy. And he stands up. Master, what's happening to me? The world is not what I thought it was.
The master is not there. The big hurricane of energy is spinning in the circular room. And all you hear is his voice saying, we've become one. For a moment, you got it. You understood that by stopping being yourself, like if you were owning yourself, you allowed yourself to participate with the energy that is the same in the rock, in the flower, in the wooden beam behind you, in me, in you, in everything in the universe. Allowing yourself to become one needs to get rid of your individuality, of the idea of owning oneself. You achieved that today, my pupil.
Thank you.
And the voice is resonating, in the room, like it's coming from another world.
I will walk this new path you've shown me if I can. I can't believe I'm just now learning how to live. But at least I'm learning. Stephen feels his heart rate slowing and his breath coming back to normal. And slowly the energy around him fades away. And eventually the room's normal, but he has a sense of peace and contentness, almost flatness, and a still mind. Oh man, I've got to start practicing more often, he says to himself as he goes to collect his kit.
As you go back to your shoes, to your clothes, get out from the door in the back alley. When you walk back to St. Catherine Street, which is the most crowded street in the city, as you arrive on the corner, you see everybody in the street stopping, staring at you with blank faces. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, no eyebrows, no nothing. There's not a sound. They look at you. They point their finger at you. And you hear a sound in the middle, kind of like in the middle, in the back of your head, going. And in the blink of an eye, you start hearing cars and sound of the city and people walking, and everything's coming back to normal.
Whoa. Whoa. Perhaps there's more than one way to lose your identity. Shaken, Stephen takes himself back to the penthouse to see if there's maybe some way he can save a little extra money for food and rent, and maybe he won't buy that new upgrade for his moped. Maybe it's just fine the way it is.
All right, and that will be all for today. Thank you for watching.